I'd like to reintroduce ABTA's Chief Executive, going to be talking to us about customer care, Mark Tanzer.
Well, good afternoon again, everybody. You'll have gathered by now that the theme of this convention is risk and resilience. And, from everything we've heard so far, there's a lot of risk out there. And uncertainty is the hallmark of our age, I think, and particularly for the travel industry. And we heard from Ian earlier about geopolitical uncertainty, not just terrorism and fundamentalism, but questions about migration, national identity. Is the UK going to be in the EU? Is the UK even going to exist? And of course, those big political uncertainties bring economic uncertainties in their wake, as we heard from Justin. And for businesses as well, and particularly travel, I think from what we've heard, we're still really having to come to terms with the revolution of what the digital economy has brought to travel. And there are bewildering array of questions and options for business leaders and customers. And lastly, at the personal level, I think all is change. When we think of Hugh, what is life going to be like in a digital and globalized world? So how do you go forward without feeling completely rudderless? After I'd chosen the title for this section of the program, which is the Ring of Confidence, it occurred to me that for half the people in the room, it won't ring any bells at all. There will be no sense of where that phrase comes from. So for those of you who are not old enough to have been there first time, let me just take you back into the past for a moment.
Go ahead. Go ahead and whisper. Go ahead and laugh. You've got the Colgate Ring of Confidence. Colgate helps stop bad breath. What's more, university-controlled tests have proved Colgate the leader in fighting tooth decay. So brush with best-tasting Colgate. And when you're close to someone who cares, go ahead and kiss her. You've got the Colgate Ring of Confidence. Buy best-tasting Colgate. Get the Colgate Ring of Confidence.
Well, things really have changed, and I have to say some of them much for the better. But the point is that amidst all the change, some things can and do last. Colgate was founded in 1806 by an Englishman, in fact, Mr. Colgate. The toothpaste was invented in 1873. At the turn of this century, it was the biggest selling consumer brand in the world, and it's lived through 150 years of its own geopolitical upheavals, but it's still the leading toothpaste brand. And it's established market-leading positions in new growth markets in India and China. So they're doing something right. And how have they managed to do that? Well, part of course is that they have a really, really successful brand. And this is 50 years on from the advertisement, but the logo is recognizably the same, albeit in color, the font, the presentation, and that is the power of a brand. And you think, well, we're quite a long way from the world of travel here, but I use this as an example of just the loyalty, that fierce loyalty that people will feel through a brand for even a product as unglamorous as toothpaste. And part of the value of a brand is what it makes customers feel. And particularly with preferred brands, one of those feelings is trust and confidence. And that's really the magic stardust, because in a bewildering storm of information, it's very difficult to tell people why your product is necessary or why your product is better. And you really want them to feel it before they have to think it. And particularly for the travel industry, I think. The travel purchase is, in many ways, a virtual purchase. You buy a promise of an experience that you're going to have. There are 1,000 different products from 100 different suppliers. That experience will take place often outside your personal comfort zone. And it's a complex product. If you think of how many people were involved in bringing you into this particular auditorium today, it's hundreds, and you won't know them and you won't see them. So there's a lot of trust that is built in to our product. And of course, as a purchase, it's often for a significant outlay, and it's an infrequent purchase. So given all of those uncertainties, how do we steer the customer through that? Well, ABTA has been around for 60 years, building confidence in travel. And the badge really stands for quality and reliability. Last year, we did our own research to understand what confidence means for today's traveller. And the results were interesting to us. For a start, there is no clear definition between a confident and unconfident traveller by nature. People will be confident with one type of travel arrangement, but for others, they'll want support, particularly if they're more complicated or more expensive. They'll want the support and reassurance of an intermediary. And similarly, the same person who's traveling on their own will feel very differently if he or she is traveling with a young family, and so on. And when we sort of try to unpack what confidence means, it's a very broad array of factors. It's not just about financial protection. It's about knowing that the company you're dealing with is fit and proper. It's about good quality advice when you're booking, pre-departure, and very importantly, when you have a problem, that you have some recourse, someone to go to. And I think as the options multiply for consumers, so their need for that reassurance, and sometimes it's subconscious reassurance, is increasing as well. ABTA occupies an unusual space, really, an important space between the customers and ABTA's members. Obviously, we're there to provide services to travel companies so that they can deliver a good quality and reliable product. But we're also very much there for the customers themselves, who see us as sort of upholding industry standards and qualities, but also as an honest broker if they have cause for complaint. And that is something that is a very important part of our strategy, is to maintain that consumer trust. I think the ABTA badge stands for the sort of core values of the industry, of professionalism, for customer welfare, for fairness, and increasingly for sustainability as well. And those values are what bring people to ABTA customers in the first place and then bring them back. The brand is a very real asset for our members, and one that we continue to invest in. Recognizing that, last year we adopted a new sort of more customer-focused strapline, Travel with Confidence, which was more direct and more meaningful, really. And I think confidence is really what ABTA contributes to managing, to resilience in the face of risk. Rather than my go on, let me end by hearing from some other people how they see travel with confidence.
Travelling with confidence is essential to us as an organisation and as a brand. Customers come to us for some of the most important holidays of their lives, whether that's a honeymoon or a wedding, or maybe that special holiday when the kids have finally left home.
Travel with confidence means to us is that our customers can go on holiday knowing that they're safe, secure and protected.
Travelling with confidence for a consumer knows that when they book their holiday with us, absolutely they're secure and we'll look after them every step of the way.
Travel with confidence is all about peace of mind for consumers who are, we've got to remember, going on one of the most important things they do every year.
Travel with confidence means to me obviously the opportunity to provide a fantastic holiday for our customers, but also the knowledge that if anything should go wrong, they'll be in safe hands.
Customers are looking for confidence when they travel all the way through the process of either booking and whilst they're on holiday and when they return.
Travel with confidence as a real description of what we're about really came a couple of years ago after our research with customers, where we asked them what confidence meant and what they understood ABTA to do. And it was very clear that that had a resonance with them, that it had an emotional content, and they really understood what ABTA and its members would be doing.
consumers can book when they see the Travel with Confidence logo, knowing that not only will the company be financially secure and able to fulfill the promise that the consumer is looking for, but also that it will behave to a certain set of standards. And that gives a sort of badge of confidence for the whole industry and for consumers.
Travel with Confidence epitomises everything around what ABTA stands for its consumers. It's absolutely everything about security, promises, trust. The fact that the consumer can trust the brands and make sure that the holiday performs as it should.
I think people do look for the logo. I think they come to our stores and they see it in the store window. And for me, it's shorthand. You know, it's really good shorthand for trust and confidence.
Well, the world of travel is now very many different companies offering many different travel opportunities in many different ways, and it's very difficult for the consumers to know where they should buy their holiday from. I think the confidence that ABTA brings, and by extension the ABTA members bring, differentiates our members from the rest of the market, and it gives them a real marketing advantage, and customers know that they can deal with our members with confidence.
When I see the ABTA logo, it gives us a degree of confidence that if we get out there, we'll get back.
The fact is that you can travel and there's a fallback position, like a default position.
We're going to Egypt and we are conscious of the situation in Egypt over the last 2 or 3 or more years. So we do look for the ABTA logo to give us confidence in where we're going.
Well, if I saw a company what wasn't ABTA, I've been dodgy, just dodgy.
Yep, dodgy, it's dodgy. Thank you very much.